being asked to factor, which means to break them into factors, basically undo multiplication. So when I see the 4, I am instantly prompted to think about possibly pairing them up into pairs. But even before I do that, another thing that might prompt you is if you start looking at each one of these terms, you'll notice that they don't have anything in common that you can break out. So like m squared and m squared, but not over in these two. N and n, but not in the other two. And so on. So that's another thing. You're like, okay, what do I do with this thing? Well, you've got something that you can put into groups. So putting them into groups, in a sense, in a way, I have just made myself 2 factors instead of 4. Or I said factor, but I meant 2 terms. Factors are separated by multiplication, and terms are separated by pluses and minuses. So even once I've grouped my 2 sets, they are separated by a plus and minus, so each quantity now can be classified as a term. So now I can look at those groups, since each individual term did not share a common factor. Now I can look at the grouped terms and see if each one of those has anything in common. So here, in my grouped term, these 2 terms has m squared in common. Then in my second grouped term, they have n in common. Now, if these don't match, there's a problem, or it's not factorable. Usually it's because you made a mistake. A lot of times you'll see that they're very similar. You just need to retrace your steps and see if you made an error. So this looks good because they match. So that gives me confidence that things are moving in the right direction. And now I am considering each one of these so just like before I tried to make these into two grouped terms, now I have another set of terms. And what I see is that 4 minus n quantity is common to each of my terms. So I'm going to pull that out and put the rest into parentheses m squared plus n. And that's my answer. And again, we always check because, you should be doing it every single time. So I have 4m squared plus 4n minus nm squared and minus n squared. Then check to make sure that each one of these terms matches your original polynomial, I was right in saying polynomial. So looking again, 4m squared is there, right? Negative, I'll do them from left to right down here. Then plus 4n, right here. So that's good. Negative nm squared. This one says negative m squared n. Is that the same? It sure is, because remember, multiplication, you can rearrange the order, it's fine. So that one's good. Negative n squared, good. So yay. So this is just a little reminder that factoring is the opposite of multiplication. So if you're going in this direction, you're multiplying.